One of the number one reasons why women struggle with dating and relationships today is that they choose men who are not ready for anything real. Ladies, there are lots of great relationship-ready men out here. However, you need to learn how to choose them. I wrote this book to teach you how to do just that. Get your copy of Choose Well, a simple formula to determine the best man for you on Amazon today.
Good morning. Good morning. So this is the conversation I've been wanting to have with my ladies for a while now. And gentlemen, you're welcome to listen to this conversation as well. I think it applies to both sexes, but it's really the women that I want to hear my heart on this, because we, in my opinion, we set the tone. We set the tone in relationships. We pace the relationship. We are the gatekeepers of relationship. We are the guardian of relationships. And so, ladies, a lot of you do not appreciate that level of responsibility. And that is a separate conversation altogether. Like, I'm going to have that in a separate video. Why women do not want to accept the natural responsibility that comes along with being a woman. That's a whole nother separate conversation. And we will have that in a different video, because you all got me hot. You all got me hot about this. You want all the benefits of being a woman. And there are many. There are many amazing benefits to being a female, a biological female. There are benefits. But for some reason, you do not want to take on the responsibility. And that has me feeling away. But that's for another video. Today, as promised, and it's been about a week, I had some questions that I wanted each of you to ask yourself before you give a man access to your precious body. Okay? These are questions that I want you to ask yourself, and the answer should be yes before you give your precious body to a man. The other thing I want to share is I have a document. It's called 50 Questions to Ask a Man Before Having Sex. Okay? These 50 questions should be asked of a man before you let him enter your body or be sexual with him. Okay? So whether that entering is vaginal, anal, or oral, you should be asking a man these questions. You may get a copy of that document by emailing me at info@betterlovemovement.com. I'm happy to send each and every one of you a copy of that document called 50 Questions to Ask Before You Have Sex. Okay? This is a part of the responsibility, ladies. We have the responsibility of being better gatekeepers, and we are failing. We are failing in 2024 of being really good gatekeepers. So not only have we let evolutionary processes like hypergamy, that has fallen by the wayside. You all are giving access to men, in my humble opinion, who are not worthy of your body. You're giving men access to your body. You're giving men access to your time. You're giving men access to your energy and your effort. Men who have not done a thing to prove that they deserve that access. That is problematic. And that falls squarely on our shoulders. We cannot run away from that. We cannot poo-poo that and put that off on men and say, the man used me, the man. No. We have to take 100% responsibility for being good gatekeepers. If that man sexually assaulted you, if he raped you, if he abused you, if he forced himself on you, this conversation is not for you. This conversation is not for you. Okay? Hear me well. This is not your conversation. But guess whose conversation this is for? It's for the women who were sober-minded and, listened to a man's words instead of watching what he did. This is for the women who chose to drink alcohol or use substances in the company of men. It's for you. It's for you. And this idea that, I should be able to do whatever I want and nothing bad should happen to me. That's for children. That's for little children. Little children think that way, not grown adult women. I am done. I am over this idea that women are like children. I'm over that. We are adults. We want all this responsibility. We want all this accolade, and we want all these things, and we want to be equal, and we want this and we want that, but we also want to act like children. We do not want to accept the responsibility that comes with everything we say we want. So we have to stop acting like children. We have to stop being naive. We have to learn about male nature. We have to learn about healthy relationships. We have to do the work to heal our wounds. Okay? And we have to really listen and apply the things that we're learning from other professionals, other people in the field who have studied this. We need to read. We need to listen to things. But I will not, not on my platform, give any woman a pass. That day, that will never happen. That day will never come. You are a full-blown adult, and you need to take 100% radical responsibility for your life. You need to take responsibility for your protection, even against bad men. And this idea that every time I come for you about this and you're going to scream, oh, you're blaming the victim. Oh, yeah. No. We're not doing that. And that ain't going to fly over here. You are a full-grown adult. I'm tired of this ideology that women are children. No, we're not. And a part of you wants this feminist, equal, I can do anything a man can do, and then there's a part of you that still wants to be treated like a princess and treated like, make up your mind. Make up your mind. Okay, I want chivalry. I myself want to be the girl. I myself have checked my ego at the door. I want a man better than me. Okay? That's what Anita has decided. That's the side that I've landed on. Now, until I have a good man, a good husband in my life, I have also decided that I'm not naive. I'm not a little child. I'm not a toddler. I'm not tantruming. I'm not emotionally unregulated. I've also decided that I'm 100% responsible for my life and that I am responsible for my actions and my moods and all of the things. I'm not going to blame any of the typical things that women love to blame on why they freaked out and why they slapped somebody and why they cussed somebody out and destroyed their property. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have full control over myself and my actions and everything else. I'm going to take radical responsibility to protect myself. Okay? But when I have that good, healthy, masculine, strong, that man in my life, that husband, I am the girl. I am the girl. And that does not mean I cannot handle business or take care of things if he's not able to. I can step right into that. If my husband gets sick, if he gets hurt, if something happens, I can step right into that role. But I am outsourcing the masculinity to him. I don't need to carry that in me anymore. I'm good. He's got us. He's got that side of the fence, and I've got the feminine side of the fence. And together we complement each other. But until then, I have integrated both of those things. I have integrated those two energies in a healthy way. That's what I teach women how to do. We have to be able to, just like I teach men, that they can do the same thing. That men need to become more flexible. They need to adapt, right? We don't have to hold on so rigidly to these old ideologies about protector and provider. And that does not mean we are erasing gender roles. That's not what I'm saying. I think that men need to put their canoe in the river and take it downstream, which means follow nature. Men are perfectly designed to do specific things as women are perfectly designed to do specific things. And we come together and we complement each other. But I'm done. I'm over the women or children thing. I'm done with that. We have got to grow up. We all have got to grow up. Okay, but ladies, our gatekeeping needs some work. Our gatekeeping needs a lot of work. And the number one reason why we have to become better gatekeepers, we have to get stronger and more mature and more emotionally regulated and stop leaning so heavily, on the emotions in the sense of the decisions we make for the rest of our lives. Your feelings are completely valid. Your feelings are actually a wonderful indication of if a man is good or not. Your feelings are a wonderful indication of if you should go in a certain direction or not. We have the ability intuitively to know things without knowing things. However, you're too deep in that. You need to come back into that logical side of yourself that says, no, here are the boundaries I'm going to set for myself. Here are the things I've decided I'm not going to do because they don't benefit me long term. It doesn't benefit you long term. The number one reason why you need to become a better gatekeeper is that you're not getting good long-term results. Women are out here, sleeping with men on the first date, sleeping with men in the first month, and moving men into their home within 3 months of knowing them, and introducing them to their children and bringing them around everybody in the first couple of weeks and spending all this time with them and giving them money and all of the things. You're not a very good gatekeeper. The second reason why it is so important to be a good gatekeeper is it tells a man your worth and value. When what you have is given away for free, you cannot then ask a man to value it. You cannot then ask a man to treat it as if he worked very, very hard for it, because he didn't. I give the analogy all the time about going into Sam's Club, going into BJ's, going into Costco, and they have those little stations all around and they giving out these free samples and, oh, you want to try this new product? Oh, you want to try this? And you may take one bite of it and you throw it away. That's why they had a little trash can right there beside it, because some people eat all of it. Some people take a little nibble of it. They throw it away. It was free. Let them charge $1 for each of those samples and watch what happens. So number one, if they charged $1 for each of those samples, there are a lot of people that wouldn't get it. There are a lot of people that wouldn't, oh, wow. Ooh, wow, y'all. These, oh my gosh, oh, wow. I got these special effects, and it's because of the hand movements. People have already told me it's my hand movements that's making all these special effects. But if that sample cost $1, most people would not get it. I'd say it probably cut down the number of people that took the free sample down to like 25%. So most people are not going to get the sample because they're like, well, it's not free. It costs $1 per sample. But the people who do pay the $1 because they're like, this looks really interesting though. Like something about this looks really good. I'm really curious to know what this tastes like. And, this is my way of trying it before I spend all the money to buy it. And so I'm going to give this person $1. I'm just so curious to see what this tastes like. Okay, so that's about 25% of people. They're actually going to pay their $1 to buy that sample. And I can assure you, most of them are going to eat the whole thing. They're going to put the whole thing in their mouth and they're going to eat it because it cost $1. They actually spent their hard-earned money on it. But what you all want to do is give yourself away for free and ask a man to value it. And that just does not work. That will never work. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that is not going to work. And most men, maybe not all, because you all love saying, oh, well, I had a friend and they slept together on the first night and she's been married to him for 12 years. Okay, that's the exception to the rule. And if you all know anything about me, I do not teach the exception. I teach the rule. I teach the people within that mean average. There are outliers, sure, but most of us do not fall in that category. So you're using a short-term dating strategy and trying to get long-term success. That's not going to happen. You have got to think long-term from the first date. From the first date, you've got to say, I'm a woman of worth and value. I'm expensive. It costs. It doesn't have to cost money. It can cost time. It can cost energy. It can cost effort. It can cost phone calls. It can cost FaceTimes. It can cost dates. It can cost meeting that person's friends and family eventually. It can cost some financial things. It can cost gifts or it can cost trips, but it is more than just that. And the biggest thing that it costs is emotional investment. Someone needs to emotionally invest in us for us to then in turn give them something back or invest in them. Okay, so this idea that you all are flipping the analogy that I give about your store, right? So if I have a store, I'm a store owner and I have a bunch of beautiful, amazing things in my store. I don't let people come in, get whatever they want from my store, and then say, you know, I'm going to take all these things home and I will be back. I will be back to pay for them later. That doesn't happen. Like, no, you're going to pay for it now. You're going to pay now and you're going to take your things with you once you've paid for them. Ladies, that is what we need to start doing again. And I say again because, yeah, it was a thing. There was a time about 100 years ago where most women were not having sex even outside of marriage. They were seen as used goods if they had sex outside of marriage. Isn't this, let me tell y'all what's a blip. This is a blip right here. You ready? A man back then would want to have sex just like he do now and would pressure that woman just like he do now to try to get some sex out of her without being married. Now here's the trip. If he happened to get that sex, he then did not want to marry her. He did not want to marry her because he slept with her. She was considered used goods, even if the user was him. Ain't that something? So ladies, I know what y'all thinking. It ain't, what's 100 years ago? 1924. Well, it's not 1924, Anita. It's 2024. Y'all really think men have changed that much? Men have not changed since thousands of years ago. Like men are very much the same, just like women are very much the same. That's what's tripping you up. You really believe that men are somehow different. You really believe that women are somehow different. We really are not. We're not that different than 100 years ago. And yet somebody has fooled you into flipping the script. Yeah, because things are just totally different now. And men have so much respect for women they sleep with on the first night. No, they don't. No, they don't. There are men right now that will have sex with you and will not marry you. You could be a virgin. They will take your virginity and will not marry you. Now, there was a time in history where that man was forced to marry that woman. It's called a shotgun wedding. He was forced to marry that woman if she got pregnant or if he soiled her, ruined her for other men. He was forced to marry her. So ladies, we have got to become better gatekeepers. We are horrible gatekeepers. And in the name of what? Like, help me to understand, why are you out here giving away all this sex? As I've stated many times before, women don't enjoy sex like that. Most women do not enjoy sexual intercourse like that. Most women do not orgasm from sexual intercourse like that. So that lets me know you're using an old strategy. And guess what the old strategy is? You're trying to trade sex for love and commitment. But guess what? Let me tell you what has changed in 2024. Because sex ain't worth a penny. Sex is worth minus $287. The price of sex is down in hell. Men are like, so what? So what? You giving me some sex is not going to get you no commitment. It's not going to get you no love. It's not going to get you no marriage because the price of sex is. That's why y'all need to stop doing that. Even if you're relying on that old adage of, well, I'll give him some sex in hopes of love or commitment. No, that's not going to happen, especially not today. Because sex is too easy to come by. I can get it from too many people. What's so different about yours and hers and hers and her? It ain't. It ain't. I know you think it's special. I know you think you're different. I know that ego inside of you got you believing that somehow you're different. Somehow you're special. You're not. I hate to tell you, you're not. It's the same. Especially to him, especially in his eyes. Now, in my eyes, you're all precious, God's creatures. In my eyes, you're beautiful. And you are special. You are different. But to a man, y'all are all the same. So it's up to you to determine your worth and your value. It's up to you to put the price tag on and never lower it. The price is the price. Okay? Either the man have it or he don't. Can I be real? Most men don't. Most men don't have what it costs to be with Anita. They don't. They don't. And so sometimes it is a lonely road in the sense of, okay, there's not a lot of men out there that can afford a Rolls Royce. There's not a lot of men out there can afford a diamond ring from Tiffany's. They're like, nope, I'm going to Costco and get my ring, or I'm going to, I'm going to the Toyota dealership. I can't afford no Rolls Royce. See, that is the difference between being expensive, being of high worth and value. Not everyone can afford it. But you get to decide what that worth and value is, and do not lower it. All right, here's my list. Now, remember what I said, info@betterlovemovement.com. You may email me and you will be sent this document, 50 questions to ask before you have sex. If you have not asked these 50 questions, you don't have no business having sex. You ready? Here are some standards in which a man should meet before he has access to your precious body. And y'all know why I'm saying this. 90% of the negative consequences of having sex fall on the woman. If anyone should care about this, it's you. Okay, number one. Would you give this person your debit card and the PIN number? Would you let them hold your debit card and the PIN number for 48 hours? If the answer is not yes, number two, would you give this person access to all of your medical records? So everything that's ever been documented about you in your medical records, would you give this person access to it? Would you let them look through all of your medical history? The answer is no. And the answer is no. Would you let this person look through your phone? That right there, that got y'all. That got y'all right there. So this man that you about to have sex with, would you open your phone up and let him look through all of your phone? I got you. I got you on that one. Would you introduce this person to your grandmother or your grandfather? If your grandmother and your grandfather are still living, would you introduce this person to your grandmother or your grandfather? If the answer is not yes, then, okay. You ready? Would you let this person drive your car for 1 week? Okay, again, you just met him. Would you let him drive your car for a week? You let him hold your car? Okay. The answer is no. He probably shouldn't be driving your body either. Last but not least, this is the one I'm going to get y'all on. So the phone definitely. I think the phone one got all y'all. This right here about to get y'all, those of y'all that are single moms or that are moms, I'm about to get you right here. You ready? Remember, ladies, if the answer is no, the answer is no. Would you leave this person with your minor child or children overnight? Oh, you wouldn't? You wouldn't? You probably shouldn't be sleeping with them. See, these are the type of rational thoughts. These are the type of thoughts that women need to think more often. I get that we are the more like emotional feeling creatures. I get it. But we are not children anymore. We are full grown adult women. And these are the type of rational thoughts that we need to have more often. We are going on a feeling. We are going on a chemistry. We are going on a limerence. We are going on a lust. Like we're in a state of lust or limerence. We are projecting a fantasy onto a stranger. I'm here to bring you back into your logical mind. That's what you're doing. If you're sleeping with a man on the first date or in the first month, you don't know him. He's a stranger. And when I give you these rational thoughts and your response is no, that's what your response should be to going home with him. That's what your response should be to opening your legs to him or opening your mouth or any of your other orifices to him. The answer should be no. So just like, I just read these rational statements. If you answered no to any of them, then the answer's no to him having access to your precious body. I don't know what happens inside of the mind of a woman that does not see access to her body is the most precious thing that she has on this earth. I don't know what that is. As y'all already know, I think it's nasty. I think it's gross. I have a weird thing about bodily fluids and all the, I'm weird. There are some men I don't even want to touch me over my clothes. So the thought of this man taking his phallus and entering me with it, I'm going to throw up the entire time. Like, I just don't understand that. And I'm not sure what's happened to us where we have become so indoctrinated into not feeling that way, into not understanding that a man should show us over time. He should invest in us. He should impress us, and not in the way that y'all are thinking, not in the dopamine addicted way, but impress me in the sense of I'm smart, I'm competent, I'm disciplined. That impressing is what I'm talking about. I've accomplished something through blood, sweat, and tears. That's the impressing that I'm talking about. Not the dopamine rush of buying you something and taking you to some fancy restaurant and flying you out. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a man who's actually on a mission to produce something real in this world to last forever. That's the type of impressing I'm talking about. Okay? But my level of desire, if I can be honest, my level of desire for a man is very much rooted in what he is giving and doing, is very much rooted in his desire for me, is very much rooted in his consistency, is very much rooted in his character. You want to turn Anita on? Be a good man, be masculine, be a leader, have accomplished something in your life, be competent, be better at something than me. Show interest in me consistently. Show up for me consistently. All right? Over time. That will do it for me every time. And then because of my Aquarian nature, like just stimulate my mind, stimulate my intellect. Like, you want me to rip your clothes off? Stimulate this. But this whole talking nasty, send me some nudes and sending me a pic of your eggplant and all that. No, that's going to get you blocked. That's going to get you out of here. And that's what I mean by men have got to adapt. They've got to adapt. They've got to come out of that base nature that just, oh, I'm visual and I just be seeing stuff and I just be wanting to do stuff and I wake up with wood every morning and I just got to do something with it. And I get it. I get it that it's a part of your nature. But I also understand that because you're not an animal and because you were made in the image of God, and because you have the fruits of the Spirit within you, like, do that work. Discipline yourself. I have disciplined my nature. That's what I want to see men do. And I'm tired of this. Just like I'm tired of people saying women are like children. What I'm tired of people saying is men are like animals. Men are like dogs. And they just, well, the animals can't stay monogamous and they go with whoever and do whatever. Like, what? And we're believing this? This is what we're on? A man is like a dog and heat? He is made in the image of God Almighty. And with God, he can do anything. So let's stop that. We have to end that. But let me bring some logic to the conversation, because that's what Anita does. Ladies, you're getting the results you're getting because you are living in 2024. You're using short-term mating strategies, and that's why you're getting the results you're getting. These relationships are blowing up. 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. The relationship is blowing up. If you're coming into my couples therapy practice and you tell me your story, and your story includes, oh, we met on a dating app, we had sex the first night, and then we all but moved in together after 2 months, and then we integrated each other into each other's lives, and then I put money into his business, and I did this, and I started doing that, and all this, and then we bought another home together, and then we got a dog, and then I got pregnant. Like, you doing all this and you ain't married. You putting the cart before the, that is the quintessential example of putting the cart before the horse. And then you end up in my office and you surprised. I don't understand why this is happening. And I don't understand why we having all these problems. And I don't understand. Because you use short-term mating strategy, sweetheart. You know what short-term mating strategy means? It means you want to have a summer fling. It means you want to go to another country and go to holiday for a week or two and have a fling. That's what short-term mating strategy is. It's temporary, right? It's a temporary high. It's not meant to last forever. It's not meant to last for months or years. It will end because of the way it started. Those of us who want to have long-term results, we use long-term mating strategies. And see, here's the thing about those. They're not as sexy. They're not as dopamine driven. You don't feel all hot and bothered. You know, oh, it's not the passion and all, but it lasts. It becomes passionate over time. It becomes exciting over time. It feels good and stable and right. And it makes my nervous system feel so calm and peaceful. It's dependable. It's strong. That is the difference. Okay, so stay tuned, keep learning, keep growing. That's what my channel is all about, is teaching you and guiding you and directing you and inspiring you to do things differently so you can get different results. Because what y'all are doing now is not working. It's not. And the women are complaining about the dating apps, but here's the solution that y'all don't want to hear. You ready? And most of the women I tell them, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, Anita. But it's the solution. And that is step away from them. Step away from the dating apps and do it for a long period of time. Just step away. Y'all are going on dating apps and then a week later you delete it. Then you're back on it 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later you delete it. No, leave it alone for a while. And then you're going to set some boundaries with your social media. You're going to set some boundaries with your social media. You're not going to be on that every day, all day, 10, 12 hours a day. You're going to step away from all of that. You're going to explore what's right out here in front of your face. You're going to look at where you live and where you work and where you go. You're just going to look around. You're going to find someone by proximity. That's it. That's it. Instead of living in this dopamine-driven fantasy of some guy who lives 2 states over, you're actually going to look around who's right there in front of your face. But y'all don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. So that's all I got. All right, please feel free to email me at info@betterlovemovement.com if you have questions, if you would like a copy of this document, 50 questions to ask before you have sex, okay? Thank you so much. Please like the video. Please share the video. And I know there's people y'all know that need to listen to this. Share the video with people you know could benefit from it. Please subscribe to the channel. And I thank you so much for being here. I just want to thank all of you for your tips. Thank all of you for your financial blessings. You all have no idea what that means to me. It really, really keeps the channel going. Right now, other than the few affiliate relationships that I have, my videos are not sponsored. I really don't, have anybody that pays for sponsorship just yet. Not that I'm not looking for that, but I don't have that just yet. And so I'm still growing my channel, but I want to be here as a support. I want to be here as a teacher and someone who guides you. I want to be here as a Titus woman, a Titus 2 woman who is here, to give you the wisdom and the knowledge that I've gained over all these years. A lot of young women need it. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And as always, stay open to love.